Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com, and this is going to be a preview of something new from Nikon, though it's not really what you were expecting. But before I do that, yes, this is a new set here at the factory, and yes, my hair is down, I'm well aware of it. So, this is a preview of the Nikon Coolpix P1000 that is a 24 to 3000 millimeter zoom. Yes, you heard that right, a point and shoot that has a 24 to 3000 millimeter optical zoom. That's 125x. 125x. It's in essence a spy camera. Now it goes from f2.8 all the way up to f8. Now I'm not sure where it goes away from 2.8, but if I had to guess, it's probably about 25.5 millimeters, where it goes to like 3.2, and all the way out at the end, you're losing a ton of light going all the way to f8. Now, because of that, you need some good VR capability, and Nikon put something in there called Dual Detect VR that's giving you 5 stops of image stabilization. Now, they're saying this is ideal for sports, birds, wildlife, celestial objects, aka your mom. It actually says moon. I read it as your mom, but that could be a celestial object as well. That's huge. Now, how many megapixels is it? 16 megapixel BSI sensor. Now, it's a 1/2.3 sensor. Look at the difference in sizes here between the 1/2.3, a 1-inch sensor that you find in a Sony RX100, and then a full-frame sensor. It's really small. It's kind of similar to what you might find in a cell phone, but again, there's differences between a cell phone and a point-and-shoot camera, especially when you have all of the computing power inside of this camera, as well as better optics like you won't find in a cell phone. Now, the ISO goes all the way up to 6400, which isn't very far, but when it is a small sensor, you better not be able to push the ISO too far because it's gonna look like crap. Now, I wanna use this camera. I wanna see what I can spy on. I wanna see if I can see Uranus all the way up there past the moon. I don't even know where Uranus is, but it's somewhere up there in the sky. It has fast autofocus, and it better have fast autofocus, and it better have a lot of autofocusing points. Why? Because when the sensor is only this big, they should be able to put a lot of autofocus sensors on there. They're saying it's going to be good for shooting sports. We'll have to see how a point and shoot does with that, but it does do 7 frames a second, and it does shoot RAW, where I believe the P900 did not shoot RAW. So if you want to shoot RAW, you now have this ability. How much does it weigh? 3 pounds. It's a big-ass heavy camera that's a point and shoot that's bigger than some people's DSLRs. But it does have a mega zoom, so you're gonna have to ask yourself, do you wanna carry around one camera that has a massive mega zoom, or do you wanna have a pocket camera, or just stick with your cell phone? Now, it does shoot 4K video if you do decide that that's what you wanna do. It has an electronic viewfinder. It also has a tiltable, rotatable, vari-angle screen for getting to different angles if that's what you're looking to do, and it's going to be priced at $999.95. It's less expensive than the Sony RX100 Mark VI. It's also a hell of a lot bigger. Now, normally I don't talk a lot about point and shoots, but I thought this was pretty interesting, and I have an idea for how I want to shoot it when Nikon sends me one to test out, but I'm not going to tell you what it is right now because I want that to be a surprise. Other than that, guys, there's not much else to say about it. What do you think about a zoom lens that goes from 24 to 3000 millimeters? Would you take this point and shoot with you? Leave the money aside. If you had $1,000 to spend on a point and shoot, would this be it? Or is it too heavy to take around because it's not exactly your grandmother's camera? Because can she carry around 3 pounds? Maybe she could, maybe she couldn't. You never know what you could do there. And one more thing before we go, if you decide to pick up this camera or you own any camera whatsoever, check out my Gear Vault. It's the best way to input, organize, and protect your gear. It's absolutely free. Download it for iOS and Android right now to get your stuff protected. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I want to hear your thoughts. Give me a thumbs up because you like the new set and you like the new hair. As many thumbs up as possible, and that's where I'm going to go from there. Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com. See ya.